Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Kuntres starting maamer Yud. Let's give some tzedakah, Gedolah Tzedaka Shemekareves haGeulah. And this whole series is in honor of the Yid in Eretz Yisroel, and specifically the soldiers, that everyone should be healthy and safe and all good things. And also for all the hostages as well, should be safe. Mitzvah Hashem, it should come soon, and I think enough of this. We should have Gedolah. And we're going to daven specifically today, all the hostages and all the soldiers, for Yosef Yitzchak ben Simcha, and for Rum Bas Mar. Rum Bas Mar should be safe. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, so starting to maamer Yud. So we're going to discuss, some famous ideas that has been discussed in a different place, Chassidus, about how to, and sort of going back to answering the question before, because in last maamer we talked about how there's the makif, lomayim sedish tashlus, ratzin, and then there's the pnimi, sedish tashlus, and the difference between the two, and receiving from the makif versus sedish tashlus. That we thought that makif is the way to go. And this is what the Klippa receives. Whereas Seder Shtalshlus from Torah, from Chachma, has to be in this organized fashion, which is a lot less. But ultimately, as we said in the last class, this is the difference between an inner relationship versus a very outer external relationship. So as much as on one hand, you can receive more from the external relationship, like that story of the father saying to the son, I'll give you credit cards and an apartment, you'll have a freedom. But that's not what we really want. We want the real connection. Let's see. And this is what that it is written in the Var. And this is that passage we've been using before, that he'll bless himself in his heart. That I'll be peace for me. I'll get everything that I want. I'll have the cake and eat it. Because I'm going to go according to my heart's desire, which is the person that does an avera. We do something wrong. What do we say to ourselves? We bless ourselves in our heart. We say, it'll be good. I better stay up late and watch all these movies or do whatever, or scroll or whatever, and go on whatever social media. And nevertheless, we have to wake up tomorrow and have a good day. That's what we tell ourselves. It'll be good. And we'll get chayus, we'll get godliness from the best. And even more so, with a lot of hashpa. We'll get more than if we go according to the logical way. Like I remember back in the day, I remember speaking to someone, and it was quite a few years ago. We were married pretty young. I'm saying I was pretty young into my marriage, and we're speaking to someone, and I was saying being chassidish looks like you basically the two options in life. You're chassidish, you're nebach, and you struggle, you don't have much money, or you're more modern, you'll have the good life. So this is sort of what we're saying. This is Vizbarach Levava saying it'll be good for me. I shouldn't be chassidish. If anything they're saying I shouldn't be chassidish, we're saying I don't have to be chassidish, I don't have to go connect to Hashem. I can also do Torah mitzvahs, but the ikar is take care of myself, begashmis. Don't worry about my connection to Hashem. I don't need that. I can and even more. If I daven and I learn, it takes time away from being able to make more money. Because according to my heart's desire, I'll go. Because we go according to what our heart wants, which is not according to Torah. We'll convince ourselves that we're going to get a lot more with this level of makif, which is not calculated, which is like klipa sitracha. It's like the mashal that we used before of the banquet. If I go and sit by the table, I have to wait till the food comes, and I have to get served. I go to the kitchen, I can get all the food. I can get it on the plate before it's plated up onto plates. So and this is what we think to ourselves, not necessarily in those exact words, but this idea, we have to remind ourselves, we have to realize that anytime we think that doing something that's not according to Torah is beneficial, that's what we're talking about. We have to remind ourselves, we don't consciously try to do that. I think most of us don't. But subconsciously, we do that all the time. When someone says, like that person told us, that basically, if you're going to be chassidish, you're going to be a nebuch, and you're going to struggle, that's what they're saying. Better go according to what the clips of Shachar get. If I walk on Shabbos, I get more money. So that's the same idea. We don't say that to ourselves, but a lot of hanachas that we have, this is, we talked about this before, and this a lot of chassidus is recognizing the voices in our heads telling us, and what are they telling us? But that's sort of what we're saying. This is what it means. With my heart's desire, I will go. It's like a reason. Al Haizbarach. Because I go according to my heart's desire, then I'll be blessed. That's what we're telling ourselves. Shalom that'll be good. I'll have peace. Meaning, that through going according to my heart's desire, I'll receive from makif. I'll see from this higher level. If I go according to Torah, then I'm very limited what I can receive. But if I go above that, then it's not limited. That's what I want to get. Not according to Seder. But ultimately it doesn't work. And like we said in that story before, besides the fact it doesn't work practically long term, also we have to recognize that we're in a relationship with Hashem. It's like a story that the Rebbe told someone, he goes, I'll give you bracha, whatever you need, whatever you want. So the guy asked, I think he asked for a bracha for his business or something, or parnasa, something like this in terms of parnasa. So the Rebbe said, no, you missed your opportunity. So he said, what do you mean? He goes, you could ask for anything you wanted. Why didn't you ask for nachas from your children? And so I heard the story, and it hit me. I guess I'm getting a little older, but it hit me realizing what the Rebbe was saying. That at the end of the day, how much money you make is not the end of the world. Yeah, life could be easier or harder, but that's not everything. But having nachas from your children is everything. Like that's the biggest thing. And this is what I was saying. Yeah, we have to recognize what's important. And this is sort of what we're saying, that we confuse ourselves and we think what's important is unimportant, and what's not important is important. And so we sit there and we get confused and we want to go after the makif. Oh, look, I can get more this way, but it doesn't work. So what does it mean? Back to the discussion of this pasuk and how we learned it up before. Laman sfois harava esat tzmeya. We said sfois means, we talked about there's two different opinions. So we're talking about meaning that it's adding esat tzmeya. The sfois ulashon ribui, it's many, plentiful, adding. Hainu shebeharava shehia sitra achra. This adding, which is coming from the sitra achra, nimshach ribui ashba yeser. More, it's going to a lot more you get. Kanal, Kamaim, Perik test, Maimah test, very good, like we said just before. That you get a lot more. And just like on the side of Kedusha, that the thirsty is that we're thirsty to get close to Hashem, like we said before. But it has to come about through the Seder Ishtalshlus, which again, remember, we talked about Seder Ishtalshlus means nature. It means organized fashion. It means din v'cheshbon, judgment. It can't just be wild, but it's all calculated. Shehu b'chinas gvul, which is limited. Aval harava mekabel milamayla, but whereas the rava, the satiated, which is coming from the sitra achra, or from the wrong parts of us, from the negative nefesh parts of us, can receive from above Seder Ishtalshlus, blidin v'cheshbon, without any of this judgment. But on this we say, Hashem won't want to forgive them. The dafka akum yochel nekabim b'chinas hamakif. Shlei hayde sidi shtashlos. Aval loy Yisrael. By an akum, by a person that does avodah zara, that's where they see from. That's fine. That's how it's meant to be for them. Not that it's ultimately good, but that's how Hashem set it up. But for a yid to go there, Hashem would want to forgive them. Ki Yisrael hey be'etzem mechinas pnimius. But we are coming from Hashem's pnimius. We are coming from the inner part of Hashem, from the inner connection, relationship. The makif, it seems like you get more, but it's no relationship. What would we prefer? More din v'cheshbon, but a real relationship, or less din v'cheshbon? Or in terms of a marriage, you could say, you know, a marriage, you marry someone that has a lot of money, but no real relationship, or someone who money would be not necessarily, and it doesn't have to be either or. We're just using this as an example. There'll be a lot more din v'cheshbon in regards to the money, but you have a real relationship. We're not saying, and this is also very important, we're not saying chas v'shalom, if you keep turning mitzvahs, you'll have less money. It's not true at all. Just using that as an example to bring out the point. That's what he's saying. So really, we come from inner desire of Hashem. So Hashem wants to have a real relationship with us. So when we get from makif, it's missing everything. Like it says in Devarim, ki chelek Hashem amay, a portion of Hashem is His people. We are part of Hashem. Gedolah the Shem Havaya hu b'seder shtalshlos. That is Shem Havaya. There's different names of Hashem. There's Elikim, which is Gematria Hateva, and Shem Havaya, which normally Shem Havaya is talking about above nature, but in this case, but it's also used as within nature. So here he talks about in nature. How do we say this? You have Yud b'Chachma. The Shem Havaya is the Yud K, the Yud the Hey. So the Yud is the Chachma, the Hey is Bina, the Vav is Zah, is the 6 emotions. Zer Anpin, the Hey Achreina, Malchus, and the last Hey is the Malchus. So it shows all the Seder Shtalshlos. B'chol Makom, nevertheless, Shem Havaya hu b'chinas pnimis dafka. It's the Makar Seder Shtalshlos, but it's also within Seder Shtalshlos. Like it says in the Devarim, V'cha b'ach Hashem, and in you Hashem chose. So we are chosen by Hashem. We have a real connection to Hashem. Yaakov b'cha lo yika. That Hashem chose Yaakov. Hashem chose us. Like saying to him, Ve'inyan habechira hu haberush mevaru b'chin bezeh dafka. And what's the choice? The choice Hashem chose us. He could have chosen someone else, a different nation, different people, different things, and He chose us, which is an amazing thing. Kedis of the Medrash Rabbi says in the Medrash, Melech shebeir la'atzmoi mana v'amar echad v'amar ganai alecha klum yesh lo chayim. That the king chose something, and someone sort of argued below that. That person has a chance in life, meaning you go against the king. It doesn't work that way. Whereas the Jewish people, we are His portion, His choices, His treasure, His share. We connect with Him. We are His portion. We are the rope of His inheritance. We are really connected to Hashem. This is such powerful words. And should be for me a chosen people, a treasure. And this is this choice Hashem chose for us. And this is Pnimius. So the mile of Pnimius is that we get chosen, and we have a real relationship, and this is what it is. So we shouldn't fool ourselves. Hashem wants to have a real relationship with us, and this is what we're showing here. Hashem wants a real relationship. Hashem chose us to have this real relationship. The real relationship comes with a price. It's not do whatever you want, you know. But that's where it's real. And the problem is we mistaken ourselves and think if I don't have this real relationship with Hashem, I can go do other things and I get to be free, you know. It's like I heard a story that this person, he grew up, or I don't know if it's about sure, whatever. He was in a yeshiva, learning away, and then he found out somehow that he wasn't actually Jewish. There's a problem with the conversion place, whatever it was. It wasn't a Lubavitcher place, it was a literature place. And so he spoke to his Rav, like, what do I do? So he said, take a week off, and do all the goyish things you're allowed to do, and then come back, and then see, then choose. You have to choose. I don't think the Lubavitcher would say such a thing. It's a very interesting thing to say, but he did. He went. He had chazer, did all the things, and then he came and he said, "No, so you wanna come Jewish now? Now you get to choose." He says, "No, I'm good." And the point is, we had chosen, as a Yid, chosen, and being that we're chosen, so we have a lot more rules. A lot, when to be in a relationship is a lot harder than not being in a relationship. But it also comes with a lot greater experience. To being married and building a house and doing all these things is a lot more difficult than not doing it, or the way other people do it. They have like whatever relationships and they do whatever they want. But so it comes at a price. But you have a real relationship, and this is everything, and this is what we strive to do. So mitzvah Hashem, by all of us, we should have a real relationship with the Eibishter, and we should realize that He's chosen us, that He cares for us, and everything that we do makes a very big difference because it's in terms of that relationship. So mitzvah Hashem, we should have, and tomorrow we're going to discuss like how we have to choose Him. Have an amazing day.